It's the end of winter, but the spring market is sort of already starting, and so we're already getting into bidding wars. And I wanted to give you what you can do to win a bidding war in the Seattle Metro, in Washington State, and actually probably anywhere in the country. I'm Anton Stettner. I've done thousands of real estate transactions here in the Seattle Metro, and we want to share with you what we're seeing, how we're doing it, how our clients are doing it, so that you can save money or make money on the purchase of your home. So let's get right into it. Number one, if you're in a bidding war, what could you do? Just pay cash. The cash is always the best offer, and the cash just shows up in slam dunks on people. And if you say, wait a second, I can't pay cash, then number two, look for cash equivalents. Most of our clients that are doing cash equivalents is what they're doing is they are getting a line of credit against their stock portfolio. Two, they're getting a home equity line of credit against their property or another property. Also, this doesn't have to be you. This could be mom, dad, dear Aunt Tilly. It doesn't matter. You just need the ability to pay cash. Number three, you can use what's called an escalation clause. An escalation clause that says, I will pay more than the other buyer by this much amount. Now, when we do escalation clauses, this is a secret, this is a tip. See, the average agent, what they think about is, oh, I'm really lazy, and they say $2,000, $5,000, or $10,000. I will be honest, after 23 years, going into year number 24, that is the most common amount I ever see on escalations. Don't do that. What we always tell our clients to do is to pick really weird numbers. Pick your favorite numbers, pick your anniversary date. And so the client I was talking with last night, we picked 2314, her favorite number and his favorite number. And they're gonna escalate up to $23,140 more than the other price, and they were already making a full price offer. This is literally about 5% total over the asking price. They will most likely win that one. Number three, when you go to get your lending, now if we're getting lending, there is a massive difference when we get a pre-approval letter versus a fully underwritten, pre-approved, ready to rock and roll buyer. Let me tell you how to see the difference. A regular pre-approval letter says subject to income, credit, qualifications, taxes, blah, 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 blah. There's a giant list of things that the lender still needs to verify to ensure that that buyer is ready to rock and roll. A fully pre-approved one though, literally all it says is the buyer is fully underwritten. This property is only subject to the title and the appraisal. Now, it's not quite as good as cash, but it's really close. That is the absolute best offer that you can get relative to cash. The next one on our list, I think we're at number 4, bribe the seller. That's right, I said it, bribe them. Well, how do I bribe the seller in a real estate transaction? It's called non-refundable earnest money. See, I grew up working with investors, builders, developers. So I was raised by the vultures. And the vultures, what we would do is we would bribe sellers to sign our offers. So let me give you an example of what we were proposing on this offer. In Washington State, your max earnest money can be 5%. Well, 5% that the seller could keep. This client wanted to offer the 5% earnest money. So number one, a 5% earnest money is super strong. Like you're coming out of the gate swinging. Number two, we told them that, hey, upon signing the offer, we're gonna give you 25% of the earnest money. We're just gonna give you a chunk of it just for signing the offer. And jokes aside, pre-great financial crisis, we did all kinds of wild things because the money was really easy to get and everyone was going buck wild and LTVs didn't matter. So no joke, we've given away golf trips, Harley Davidsons, very, very large 6-digit earnest monies, vacations, flights. It doesn't have to be just money. Kind of interesting. Matter of fact, there's a story, and I think it was in 2020 or 2021, COVID era. Somewhere over there in Bellevue, they gave him a Tesla as earnest money. Would you take a Tesla if you were a seller as earnest money? I mean, I sure would. I drive a Jeep, but I think Teslas are cool. I'd love to have one as the earnest money. All right, back to it. Next on the list, Get rid of some of the crappy contingencies that you have in your offer. You don't need every contingency, or shorten some of the timelines. So for example, if you're going to make an offer and it has a 10-day inspection contingency in it, shorten it to 3, shorten it to 2. Or what if, now none of this is really financial advice, I gotta throw that out there. Everything I'm telling you has some sort of risk associated with it. So this next one is, what if you just waive the inspection? Now, I wouldn't recommend completely waiving it. I would recommend doing a pre-inspection though. See, when you're in a bidding war, you've got to be willing to bet some of your money, because if emotionally I want this product, the people we were talking with last night were like, well, how much more would you pay for it? And they're like, well, I'd pay 50, 60 grand above the list price. I said, well, I don't think we need to go that high, because, you know, we're in negotiations, we're in talks with the listing broker about what they need to do, but they're willing to do that because that emotion is that strong. So if that emotion is that strong and that 10 grand, that 15 grand, that 20 grand isn't that much, then just turn around and start paying it and giving it away, or as part of the earnest money, and waiving the inspection. The other thing you can do is you can waive the appraisal. Or you can say, hey, if it doesn't appraise at X price, I'm willing to spread the difference in cash. Now, these are just the top few. There are so many more. And if you get into a bidding war in this spring market, or you're not ready for a bidding war in the spring market, because guess what? We always have them. And why do we always have them? Kind of regardless of the economy? Because this is the evergreen state. And inside the evergreen state, we make it super duper hard for us to build homes and do land development. Guess where I'm standing? I'm standing on one of our land development projects right now. I've been working on this for years. That's right, I didn't say months, I said years. And Washington State needs another 1.1 million units, but yet permits and land development applications, due to the cost of money and the slowing down of the economy, are down by, you know, depending on where you're looking, between 30 to 70%. That's a big number. Holy cow, it's trying to snow right now. Anyway, back to it. What I'm telling you is that lack of inventory causes prices to rise here in the Seattle metro. And that lack of supply that's coming means long-term prices will continue to rise. And last but not least, that's what your opportunity is. You need to get it while there's still the snow on the ground, before the whole spring market kicks in, because every year you can see it in the statistics and in the data that the spring market causes prices to rise, and then they cool off at the end of the year. I'm Anton Stettner. Thanks for hanging out with me, chatting about how you can win a multiple offer situation. You can reach us at rsg.com. Feel free to drop your questions and comments below, and we'll see you in the next video.